Hi, my name is Tomasz and you're watching Casual DIY channel. In today's video we'll be checking out this cordless circular saw from Hikoki. Before it used to be known as Hitachi. Check out the video. Right, so before we actually dive into the content of this box, let's talk about a few features that this machine has. According to the box description, it can cut up to 66mm in depth. It does have overload protection. It actually got quite an interesting feature, rotation speed changeover function. So basically it's got two modes, power mode and a silent mode. Never come across that before, so it'll be interesting to see what it's all about. And also it's got a soft start and an electric brake. And to be fair, with a circular saw, that's quite a cool feature. So far so good, it looks quite promising, so let's dive into the box itself. So obviously, as you can see, we've got the manual and instructions, a small Allen key, and the saw itself. Obviously the saw comes with a fitted blade, so you don't really get a lot in the box. You've got the main body, a blade, and well, really that's about it. So one thing that quite surprised me in a negative way, really, to be fair, it does have slots for the edge guides, as you can see, front and back, but mine actually didn't come with one. So is that an optional extra for the saw? Quite a strange thing, really. But aside from that, and the lack of batteries, because obviously you have to buy your battery pack on top of the tool itself, it looks like to be quite a solid tool. It's not heavy at all for a circular saw. It's got a 165mm blade, so a normal size for a battery powered circular saw. And I really like the base, I like the design. It looks really well made. Again, the grip on the handle seems to be quite well designed in this case. The rubber on it feels quite good. I don't think you're gonna be your hand will be slipping on it, even if your hand is gonna get, I don't know, dirty, wet or sweaty or anything like that. The small handle at the top as well, just to put a bit of pressure. It's okay, it's not nothing major. For me, it's a little bit too small, to be fair. A couple of things I really like about this saw, which I haven't seen in a circular saw before. I'm just gonna try to show you the best I can. Where you've got the angle adjustment here, obviously you've got the lever there, but also you've got a micro adjustment right over here, so if you can actually adjust it perfectly to 90 degrees, 45 degrees or whatever, and usually that is not given by the other tools or the brands, so I'm quite impressed with that. That's quite a good feature there, that you can actually fine-tune your tool basically. To unlock the angles, obviously there's a lever at the front that you just unlock, and there's a knob at the back just to unsecure the base, and it just tilts freely. You do have a scale over here of the angles, but to be fair, it's all silver and it's very shiny, and it's fairly difficult to see the numbers on it. So as I mentioned, it does have the ability to have the edge guides, which I'm quite bamboozled by it, that it never came with that, which is very strange. And at the back of the machine, we also have got a lever that unlocks the depth of cut, and it's quite easy to do. It sticks out quite nicely, so it's easy to reach. Just pull it up, and then you can adjust the height of the cut, and in this case the depth of cut scale is quite easily noticeable and readable. And as I mentioned before, it comes with quite a unique feature. It will be quite difficult to show you. So you've got a few buttons just over there at the main of the body. First one obviously indicates how much battery you've got left. The next one, it turns on a light, which we're going to have a look how it works. If it's any good. And the last one is the silent mode. So basically it reduces the power of the machine and it works a lot quieter, in theory. We shall have a look how that works in just a second. At the front of the machine, you also got a stop for the blade, so you can easily change the blade if you have to. So far so good, really. I'm quite impressed with the machine itself. It looks quite solid, but as you can imagine, there's always a but. The dust extraction ports, as you can see, well, I'm not going to fit any of my hoses to this. I can imagine there's an attachment you can probably buy for extra money to fit in there so you can actually attach your hose. For me, that's a very negative thing for any tool if you're not able to connect your shop vac and to get the dust out of your workpiece and the work area. Right, so as you mentioned before, my package did not come with a battery pack. Fortunately enough, I've got one. So we'll whack it in. And let's hear how noisy it is. Okay, that's not too bad. I think, to be absolutely honest with you, that's pretty quiet. So let's whack the silent mode. Yeah, I have to say you can actually hear the difference. So that gives you the ability to actually use this tool after 10 o'clock at night, and the neighbors should not call the police and tell on you. Why would you be working after 10 o'clock with a circular saw? I don't know, because that's the time that you should be chilling and relaxing, or at least sleeping. So, cool feature. Not sure what purposes would that have, because the tool itself is pretty quiet. Few more stats and figures. This saw itself weighs 3.4 kilograms. That's without the battery itself. Obviously, as I mentioned before, it's got two power modes, the silent and the normal one. The normal no load speed is 4,100 spins per minute, and the silent mode 2,500. So you can see there's a massive drop off. The cutting depth 90 degrees, 66 millimeters, and 45 degrees. You can cut up to 45 millimeters. But that's enough talking. Let's take this baby for a spin and see how it performs. First on the agenda, a particular board, 18mm in thickness. Next we'll tackle some 18mm MDF. $18mm ply, and this is how the edges actually look like. So as you can see, there's a ton of tear out on the plywood. MDF is a fantastic smooth finish, and the particular board is actually very good as well. So I think with the plywood is just the nature of the plywood. If you secure it with some tape, it would be quite fine. Tell you what, let's go crazy with testing of this machine. Particular board, plywood and MDF all together. Let's have a look how this saw can cope with that. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm actually seriously quite impressed with that. It went through with no hiccups, no issues whatsoever. I am really impressed with that power and the ability of this saw to cut through all of this. Well done, Hikoki, on that part. The only other saw I can actually compare this Hikoki cordless saw is to a Parkside saw. And if you don't know, Parkside is a brand of a food store chain called Lidl. So basically, you're buying your milk, you're buying your bread, and oh, there's a circular saw. I'll pick that as well. So basically, I've got one, and I'm really keen to compare it to this circular saw to see how they stack up against each other. So if you're not a subscriber to my channel and you don't want to miss that video, make sure to press that subscribe button and the bell notification button next to it so you will not miss any of my future videos. Well guys, this is only a quick overview of this machine, and obviously brand new, out of the box. We just made few cuts and it's difficult to say how it's going to perform later on. Now let's talk about if it's actually worth buying. This saw as it comes, as I had it in the box, no battery, no charger, and even no guide. That's not very good. No guide? Seriously? And obviously no dust extraction port. It comes as a price on Amazon for about 160 British pounds. And with the battery pack, obviously you're probably looking in the region of a 230 or 240 British pounds, which is quite a lot for a circular saw. Now what I have to say, the quality of the build seems to be very good. The materials seem to be, you know, quite a good standard as well. And all in all, it performs really well. I was quite surprised that it didn't even stutter on 3 pieces of the boards that we got through. So I'm quite impressed with that. And I'm really keen to find out how it's going to perform over time. So this video, guys, is just a quick overview about this machine, but I will be doing a follow-up video on this circular saw later on, probably in about, I don't know, a month time, when I actually had some experience and some time with this saw. And as I mentioned before, I'm also going to be comparing it to the Parksider saw from Lidl, and that will be quite an interesting thing to see, as the Parksider costed about 60 British pounds or 69 British pounds and actually came with a battery, a nice plastic case, obviously a charger and a guide. So it's value for money. We shall see how they stack up against each other. But that's it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video, leave me that like button down below, and I hope to see you on my next woodworking adventure. Till then, take care.